Bright, you contend that your removal was because the Trump administration and HHH leadership in particular lacked scientific integrity. Do you think that Dr. Fauci lacks scientific integrity?
Sir, I don't think my removal has anything associated with Dr. Fauci at all. I think my removal was because of tensions and actions I took between my supervisor, Dr. Cadlick, and myself.
Do you know about Dr. Fauci's testimony 2 days before at the Senate Health Committee?
I'm aware of that testimony, yes.
If HHH leadership is so hostile to scientific integrity, as you say, as you allege, how do you explain Dr. Fauci being allowed to testify forthrightly, to serve in a prominent role on the White House task force, the administration, and direct NIAID's extensive research efforts?
So I'm not sure what decisions are involved in allowing Dr. Fauci to testify or not. That's not something.
Can you say that again?
I'm not sure. I'm not aware of what process or decisions are involved in allowing Dr. Fauci to testify or not.
But he was allowed to testify.
I know he was, but I thought I understood you to ask me if that was appropriate or if he was not being allowed to. Maybe you can repeat your question if I misunderstood it.
Okay, what I'm saying is you're saying HHS is hostile to scientific integrity. And if that's the case, can you explain why Dr. Fauci was allowed to testify forthrightly in the committee? If they're hostile to it, why would you let him come out and testify without any no holds barred?
I'm saying that my supervisor was not following proper scientific process that we have in place for BARDA. I'm not actually saying the administration is hostile against scientific integrity in all cases. So I'm saying in my particular situation, as in my claim, my supervisor was conducting an inappropriate activity that was going around proper scientific vetting. That is what I put in.
Why did you not bring these concerns to Secretary Azar or his chief and the Inspector General? Why did you not bring any of them into the loop and say, hey, I have these concerns?
Sir, I believe some of the activities were not isolated with Dr. Cadlick. I think some of his senior staff was also aware of some of the processes that were being utilized to go around our traditional review process, scientific review process.
But would normal protocol in any situation be that you go to the Secretary of HHS or his Chief of Staff or the Inspector General with your concerns instead of just gathering them up and deciding that one day you're gonna?
Well, I didn't decide that. I was pushed out, sir, and involuntarily transferred without my knowledge.
But you had these concerns, so why didn't you take them to your superiors when you had the concerns? And maybe none of this, maybe we wouldn't be here today. It wasn't easy for any of us to get here today.
Sir, I requested an IG investigation, as in my claim. I think it was in 2018, that they look into what I believe was inappropriate pressure, political pressure on some of our contracting activities in discussion about procurement integrity. And I do not think that that was ever followed through on. So
did you bring your concerns to the Inspector General?
I do not believe they were followed up through and submitted to the Inspector General. I raised those concerns to our HHS.
But you personally didn't talk to the Inspector General, didn't raise the concerns with the Inspector General or with Azar's chief or with Azar, correct?
I raised those with the Secretary's Office of General Counsel. They were present in that meeting, sir.
I'll take that as a no. Okay. You state in your testimony that HHH leadership was dismissive about your predictions about the broader outbreak and the pressing need to act. However, it's my understanding that it was Dr. Redfield at CDC who alerted the White House's National Security Council about the risk of the virus on January the 2nd, and a high-level team with the NSC's Counterproliferation and Biodefense Directorate quickly began meeting to address the possibility of a pandemic. Do you consider Dr. Redfield's actions here to be dismissive about the threat of a coronavirus?
Sure, people were aware of the urgency. What was lacking was the action and how to address the urgency. So when we were raising issues on critical supply chain of medical equipment to protect doctors and nurses, if they're aware of the urgency of the situation and still failed to act, I think that is even more unconscionable than not being aware of the emergency and not acting.
Okay. In your new position, I would recommend that if you have issues, you might go to the head of the department, his chief, and some folks like that. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. Pleasure